A blue cat walks into a restaurant and orders wings with barbecue sauce on the side. What does the waitress say? Check out today's episode with Bob LeMent to find out. Hey guys, I'm so excited today. It is a very special day because we've got Bob LeMent on the show. Bob is a co-host of Static Radio. And the fantastic thing about it is the first episode came out January 1st, 1999, with his other co-host Miles Title. And 26 years later and counting, they continue their weekly dialogues. And I'm so happy to have Bob on the show today. Hey, Bob, how's it going?
I was 3 years old when I started doing this, Yasmin.
I love that. And still have a strong friendship
not
with
even
Miles.
30 yet. Yeah, exactly.
Started as a child. It's good. It's
Started
good.
as a child, exactly. That's what I like to. I want to keep people guessing.
Oh, for sure.
So I don't. Gosh, 30 did this 99. My gosh, this person's ancient. Oh my goodness.
Oh no, you look very young. I'm guessing.
Oh, yeah. Well, I have
oil
a
of Olay
regiment.
is your secret.
I do have a regiment that Rob Lowe and I have the same skincare routine. So
I figured. I saw it.
Yeah,
I saw that.
And he's older than I am. Just so you know.
I can't. It's.
You can't imagine, but it's true.
You guys need to go into business together. Tell us, ladies, how to stay youthful for so long.
He's so what do you want to say? He doesn't want to give away any secrets. He's like, no, Bob, just keep it to ourselves.
Exactly. Yeah, understandable.
Yeah, we'll sell it whenever I get really old.
In another 26 years, I guess.
That's right. When he's in his 90s, he'll be like, okay, sell. Like,
That's right.
Nobody knows who you are anymore, Rob. Come
That's
on.
right. Well, it's so cool to have you on the show with us. And what I love is that as a storyteller and comedian, I feel like it's such like you become very observant of people's behavior, and in places like restaurants where you need to gauge people's body language, figure out what's going on. What is, as someone so observant, one of those strangest things you've seen at a restaurant, or one of the most absurd things that you've witnessed happen at a restaurant?
Oh my gosh, that's a good question. The most absurd thing at a restaurant that I've observed. Now you got me thinking here. Goodness. I mean, besides my own behavior, the absurdity, yeah, people hate to go out to eat with me because I'm a bit peculiar in my ordering of things. But I'm trying to think of other people. I think I'm trying to think of some recent things when I've been out and what people do. I always like it whenever people steal things from restaurants and you catch them.
Oh, that's the best.
I think it's peculiar myself whenever, I don't know why it is, but it seems like hot sauce seems to be the biggest target for the folks who like to steal things from restaurants. And so there's Cholula, right? There's Louisiana hot sauce, some Tabasco and whatnot.
Yeah. And
those always seem to be the things that you catch people stealing. Have you noticed this? Or maybe do you go to restaurants that have a lot of hot sauce? I guess. Maybe I'm just in a lot of hot sauce restaurants.
Hot sauce, but I haven't seen as a server, I haven't seen hot sauce being stolen, but I have, because we serve there's we're like a chicken and rib restaurant, and there's a sauce that we use for our chicken that's very popular. And one time, somebody asked me for a takeout box. We also have containers for the sauce, but they didn't specifically ask for a container, and they were putting the ramekin that the sauce came in into their takeout container, and I caught him red-handed. Walked past them. I'm like, excuse me, that belongs to the restaurant. They're like, oh, we like the sauce so much. I'm like, I can bring you a takeout container.
That's funny. They're taking your ceramic holders with them.
The dishware. So for me, it's been dishware. I think people target that.
That's really now. I would, because I've never seen anyone take dishware. I know that I'll throw him under the bus here. My brother-in-law had a whole set of random pub glasses
Okay. Oh my God.
from restaurants. For whatever reason, he kept taking them, and in his apartment, he had
Oh my goodness.
all these different ones with all kinds of different logos and things on them. That was his kind of. He was a little bit of a klepto pub glass guy for a while. I think he's settled down now.
That's hard to do though. Like I guess just put it in.
Well,
the
especially for a
pocket.
guy.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Right?
Because there's no purse or anything, right?
That's right. Yeah.
I can tell you that my son, when he was a child, we were at a Red Lobster, of all places, and he stole a knife as a toddler by putting it in my wife's purse. And then when she got home, she's like, "Why is there cutlery in my purse?" And then he was the culprit because he had gotten bored and was down on the floor playing, and I guess somebody had dropped a knife or whatever. Now, the weird thing was we asked him about it, and he's like, because he didn't call them, this is the cute kid story. He never called it a knife. He called it an ife. He couldn't do the K-N, right? So he goes, an ife. And he's like, I'm not supposed to have ifes. And so I guess he found it and he threw it in there to keep it away from himself.
Dad will get mad.
Yeah, that's right. And I'm like, really? Okay, well, that's interesting. But yeah, that he did that when he was really small, and I was like, it was very peculiar. I don't know why he didn't say something, but he would whenever we would go out to dinner, because my wife and I both were big proponents on taking the children out, so they can learn how to behave. Which I don't know. I mean, if you work in the industry, I'm sure you see a lot of misbehaved children.
Yes.
And our thought was that rather than just not doing it because we wanted to, right, is to get the kids acclimated to being out and proper behavior. So whenever they're bad, you say, you're not supposed to do that. And then that way you're modeling this. And so then as they get older, then you have less problems, I think. So you start them young.
Yeah.
And then, but so he would never have a knife at his, whenever we'd sit down to a nice place, not that Red Lobster is that nice, but anyway, they give you silverware and so forth, he would always point at the knife and say, take it away. I can't have a knife. And so then he would not want to even have it by him, even though it's like a butter knife or whatever. But I wasn't going to get into arguing with with him. I was just like, oh, that sounds pretty good to me. I don't think you need a knife either.
Toddler logic. We don't as parents.
That's right.
We won't mess with that.
Yeah. I'm not going to totally. As he got older, obviously he's at this point. Now we just keep the sharp knives away from. No, I'm just joking.
Even as an adult,
have a butter knife.
Like, I can't have that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, now that he's 30, no. But yeah, hot sauce would get back to your question. Yeah. I think hot sauce, and then my own daughter has done it. So that's why I'm like, she's like, she loves Cholula, which I don't know if you have where you're at, if they have Cholula, but it's a very good sauce. Yeah. And they had this, I think it was a cute little bottle, and next thing you know, she has it. So I was like, where did you get that at? And she's like, oh, I got it from the restaurant. I'm like, well, I don't know that that's so good.
I know.
Maybe you should do that.
Sometimes you go out and you're like, oh, this is like really nice. We went out for my mom's birthday not too long ago, and the place we were at, they had an adorable teapot. I'm like, do they sell this? Like, I want this. So it's not. I mean, I don't blame people when they're like eyeballing stuff. It's like, oh.
Well, if they don't, there's a nice big tip in it for you to not pay attention.
That's right. So I love that we're talking about family and going out, and I feel like when I first met my husband and we went out a couple of times, I felt like I'm like, oh wow, this is you can really tell a lot from people when they're at a restaurant. You can tell a lot about their behavior, who they are as a person. It's funny because Pete Davidson talked about it on a podcast some years ago, that he would take his dates out to restaurants to get a better sense of how they were as people. Do you agree with that? Do you feel like
Oh,
they
totally.
talk?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, because so having many years ago been in, didn't work at a restaurant. I worked at McDonald's when I was younger. So, but I always said that everyone should have is almost like a mandatory turn working in fast food or some type of service industry,
Yeah.
because you really get a feel for how people treat folks who work in the service industry, right?
Oh, totally.
And it should give you a better respect for whenever you're out, because everybody's just trying to make a living, right? And in the service industry, a lot of times, and I don't know if it's this way, maybe it's not this way in Canada, but in the States, they still allow people to pay lower than minimum wage to be a waitress because you get tips.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it's not fair,
No.
right? But it's it's a weird, kind of a weird sense of things, but because they're like, well, they're going to get tips, so they're going to make more than minimum wage with their tips. It's like, no, that's not what tips are about. Tips are about above and beyond.
Yeah.
But anyway, when you work in that, then you certainly get to see what people are like, and so you can still be upset with your service and not be an incredible jerk.
Yeah.
And know how to handle a situation, right? You're like, this isn't so good or that's not so good. Is there any way you can help me, make it better? And then the person serving you would obviously, typically they make it better because that's the whole point, right? So that they're there to serve. That's why it's called the service industry, which is kind of funny. But yeah, you're right, and I think it's probably something that everybody should do, right? You should all, if you want to see if you're going to get if you're a real jerk and you want to, well, I need to have another jerk to be with. Maybe you go out with them to dinner and see how they treat the wait staff, and you're like, wow, we're both jerks. This is great.
Yeah.
We'll go out together. I think it is, and it's one of those weird things that I think everybody should be exposed, because then it'll give you a better understanding, right? So all the problems in the world, as they say, I don't know, there's probably some saying, I can't think of what it is, but all the problems in the world could be solved if you could just change places for a little while.
Oh, it's so true. Yeah.
And yeah, so if you get the experience of whatever that person is experiencing, then you're going to have a better understanding for yourself in your world, right? In your life.
Yeah.
And I think that's the way it should go. But now I have to play devil's advocate a little bit for the sake of comedy as well. But sometimes there's no service.
Oh, yeah.
And so you deal with, but it still doesn't mean you have to be rude.
It's true.
You don't have to be rude, but yeah, every once in a while you get into situations where there's not a lot, I always say there's not a lot of connected gears up there, and so the people are just not wanting to do it. They don't want to be there. I don't know what what the issue is that they're dealing with on their side, but yeah, you're not getting the service, and so it's like, but that's what the tipping, at least in the States and so forth, and I think in Canada, right?
Yeah.
You'll tell me if I'm wrong. That's what tipping's for. Tipping is for, it was really good or it wasn't really good, and you tip accordingly.
Yeah.
Right. And then that's what sets you're telling that person, in essence, you did a good job or you didn't do a good job.
Yeah, exactly.
In that regard. But I totally agree with that. And I always think that's something that I don't know if people just don't realize that or not. I'm not sure. I've never been to dinner with somebody who has been overly rude, I don't think, that I can recall.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm very, very particular. So people like my co-host Miles, we don't live anywhere near each other, and have been doing this show. We went to college together. That's where the show started, and but when we go out and get something to eat, he always hates it because I'm very, very particular. And I mean, I will, I have a litany of requirements for whatever I'm ordering a lot of times. And he finds it embarrassing.
Oh, Oh no.
If he's having to be, with me while we're going to get something to eat, because I'm like, can I have, I want to have garlic bread, but I don't really want any kind of cheese, or I don't want any, can we not have too much garlic? And anyway, I just go on and on about whatever I want, And he's like, "Oh my gosh, can't you just take something as it is on the menu?" And I'm like, "Well, it is on the menu, but I'm just checking, I just want to make sure." Yeah, I can't, Well, I was recently. He had a birthday, and he had a birthday party. I actually went to his birthday party, and drove a few hours, and I get to the location, which was a bar, and I don't drink alcohol, and I go to the bartender, and he goes, "Well, what do you want?" And I'm like, "Well, do you have anything that's not got any sugar?" Because I also have decided not to have sugar anymore.
Yeah.
In my drinks. Well, I try to avoid. You can't avoid sugar in food, but I try to avoid things that are just sugar, like multiple sugar. And he's like, "Well, no." I goes like, "Well, I got this," and I go, "Well," he's had Diet Pepsi or something. And I'm like, "Well, you have anything that's got 0 on it?" So now we're getting into the minutia. This is the part that he hates, is the minutia. I'm like, because Diet Pepsi doesn't have any sugar, but it's not the same as Pepsi Zero.
Exactly. Yes.
It's got different sweeteners, different chemicals in it. So I'm talking to this poor bartender about the chemicals in different sugar-free sodas. And Miles is like, "Oh my gosh, here he goes. You can't just accept he's been offered. He has to." Well, they didn't have any, and so I just had a glass of water because I'm like, but I had to ask, because if he had it, then that's what I wanted. But
yeah,
I still tipped him for my glass of water. I gave him a tip no matter what.
That's lovely, because people are like, water's free, too bad for you.
That's right. Because he took the time to try to listen to me. He wasn't following. It was obvious at a moment there that he either didn't care about the diet soda experience that I was trying to tell him, or something. He was being nice, but not, you know what I mean? He kind of zoned out. He's like, "I guess this guy doesn't want a Diet Pepsi. I don't know." And so, yeah, so I just ended up drinking water, but I still gave him a tip, and I had my water. It was fine, but
fine. Yeah.
That's kind of the epitome of the experience of dining with me, is it always gets into the minutia. So I'll be like, "So what exactly is, so there's some kind of sauce on this? So what is part of the sauce? Is it, what's in the sauce? Is there, and then it just kind of ruins it." So I generally get a lot of things plain, because then I don't have to go into it. And then also what drives him crazy is I get it plain, and then I get whatever comes with it on the side. So I'll order my, whatever it is, chicken, whatever, and then can I have everything else on the side?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you'd think I was asking for the world with this guy. He's, "Oh my, can't you just take it as it comes?" I'm like, "No, I don't know if I like that. I have to ease into everything."
And you know what? I feel like from a serving perspective, as long as somebody specifies what they want from the start, it's not a big deal, because then
Thank you.
If it's, you drop off the food and then you're waiting a few minutes and you go over and you check and they're like, "I don't like it," and then you're like, "Why'd you tell me? I could have told the kitchen." And then they have to sit there and wait for the new one. So I actually appreciate customers that are like, "Listen, Caesar salad, just put the croutons and the parm and sauce on the side, and I will make your life easy." I actually, the kitchen makes fun of me because I always like those customers, and I'll write this novel to the kitchen. They're like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "No, this is good."
Well, then nothing gets sent back.
That's right.
Nobody's, and especially if they're not the best customer, then they're going to be like, "Well, and they're going to give you what for." And it's like, "No, this way." And then I can, it's almost kind of like a little bit of an experiment for me. And then I'll try it. And then if I don't like it, then I don't have it all over everything. And then I can, I'm really big. I guess, if I really pinned it down, I'm big on sauces, which oddly enough, we talk about hot sauce to start with this, but I'm not always sure about the sauce.
Yeah.
and I need to ease into the sauce. Typically everything else is more not normal and fine and everything, but when it comes to the sauce, I'm like, I don't know. There could be some anchovy in there, or
We don't know.
Nobody. Yeah, the sauce is a mystery. It's like a mystery thing. You don't list out all the ingredients in the sauce, and so then I'm always wary. I don't know why. Not that it's bad. Obviously, it's
Yeah.
You didn't get shut down or anything, so obviously the restaurant's still functioning. They're not throwing random things in the sauce, but
Yeah.
that's been my hang up since I've been a kid. So I'm always like, what's in this sauce?
Yeah. Sometimes it's
But I don't really want to ask that. I mean, maybe I will start asking that question. What's in this? No, I don't. Maybe I shouldn't do that.
but it's totally fine to do like the like little plate of sauces on the side. I have this one regular customer, and he likes his sauce. He likes like, oh, I'm having chicken tenders. Well, get me the barbecue and the honey mustard and the plum, and just throw it on the side. Hey, give me some salsa while you're at it. I'm like, you know what? You do you. If that makes you happy. You know what I mean?
And meanwhile, he's stolen all the hot sauce off the table.
Probably.
That reminds me of a funny, weird story. So my son, as he got older, he wanted to go to Buffalo Wild Wings. I don't know if they have those up north,
Yep.
And so we were at Buffalo Wild Wings, and at that time, this has been a few years ago, I did drink sugar, so I'm going back on my Diet Pepsi thing. But anyway, I said I wanted a Dr. Pepper, So she comes over, poor lady brings me the Dr. Pepper, and I start drinking. I'm like, this is root beer.
Oh.
And so I'm like, no. I said, I'm sorry. This is root beer. I wanted a Dr. Pepper. Yeah. And some people, they're like, it's the same thing, isn't it? Well, no, it's not. But So then she goes back. She brings me another one. It's root beer again.
Oh my gosh.
And like, my wife is getting angry with me. I'm like, it's still root beer. And she's like, just drink it. Just drink it. And so I couldn't, and this is just me. Oh, no. And I'm like, I'm really sorry, but I thought this is root beer. She's like, what? Come to find out, somebody didn't put the Dr. Pepper. They put root beer on the Dr. Pepper line.
Oh.
She was putting it up for Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
But she kept bringing me root beer. It was root beer in the thing. And then she finally went back there, and I think she was yelling at one of the guys back there in the back, and it turns out that he put the wrong thing on. And sure enough, I got a Dr. Pepper finally. But
you saved the day. You helped them. Somebody else would have gotten a root beer. Someone like me who hates root beer.
That my son and my wife were not. I was not the save the day. I was the difficult guy who couldn't just drink the root beer. That was me. But I can't. I don't know. I get my heart set on things. I don't know if it happens, but if you go out, especially when you go out to eat and so forth, I very much if it's a plan, right? We're going to go someplace, right? And I really get my heart set on the specific thing that we talked about, and so I really want to have exactly what I had in my mind before we got there. Because it's typically for us, it's not a spur of the moment thing. It's usually fairly, okay, we're going to go, do this or do that. And my wife is very much a planner. And so I know that we're going to go do something. And so then when it doesn't happen, I'm like, oh my gosh, I really wanted to have I had the hot wing sauce on my chicken and my Dr. Pepper, and it's like, well, it wasn't happening, and then I just can't get off of that. I'm just like, okay, this root beer is not cutting it. Don't you know that there's vintages for things? It's just like fine dining here with the Buffalo Wild Wings.
Oh yeah.
I need a medium sauce. I need a hot sauce, and I need a Dr. Pepper with my chicken. And by the way, I do get them all on the side.
All on the side.
Yeah, all on the side.
Well, that's the problem with wings sometimes when they're too saucy, and then you're just sitting there and you're like, there's not enough napkins. Like, just give me the whole roll. Like
that is. I can't. I'm not one for a lot of wet food. I'm not a wet food guy. I don't know what it is about it. I'm like, if it's super wet, like soaking wet, it's like, oh, okay, I'm not so sure about this.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what it is, but sauces and wet food, I don't know.
Well, with like comedy, how do you feel about servers joking around with the
Oh, I'm
people?
fine with it.
Fine with that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was. We were at a Mexican place. I was speaking Spanish to him, and my wife, I think it was my daughter at that time, not having me speaking Spanish to the at the Mexican restaurant.
Oh,
Did not like it
didn't
at
like
all.
it.
No,
Oh no.
because the thing is, I don't really speak Spanish. I just know a few words, and so whenever I'm, you know, I don't know what you call it. I just want to have fun. You know, you're there to eat and have fun.
Exactly.
And so that I'm trying to talk. You know, I'm trying because the place is a real place with people from Mexico who run it. They're Spanish. They speak Spanish, and so I'm just trying to, you know, I'm trying to relate here. I'm trying to associate as best I can.
Yeah, exactly. And maybe
But she thinks I'm just
appreciate it.
being a jerk or something. So he was very nice, and he talked to me. I did as much as I could
As you could, yeah.
to interact, and then she's just like rolling her eyes, and it's like, oh my gosh,
Oh,
what's
no.
with this guy? He thinks he can speak Spanish all of a sudden. The terrible thing, this is probably why, my wife actually knows how to speak French, and so she can speak French, and so I can't. And so this is my only way to get back at her.
You have to go out somewhere where you can attempt to speak Spanish.
That's right, where I can be the person that knows something.
That's right.
Although she kind of knows Spanish. French and Spanish got similarities, so
I love
it's not like I really got one up on her, but you know.
that.
And then my kids have none of it. They don't run any. Why in the world are you embarrassing me? I'm just trying to eat.
You just
That's what they say.
that's the best part about kids. You can embarrass them when you go out to a restaurant. I mean, that's a job as a parent, let's be honest.
Is it?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh
wow.
yeah. That's great. It's the funnest thing. We had one like family, and so we serve, because it's like chicken and ribs, we serve these like finger bowls so you can like wash your fingers because it gets really messy. And so as part of the service, it's required that we hand out these finger bowls, and it doesn't matter if it's like young children, if it's adults, like you just hand them out to everybody. And so I put them on the table, and they look like little bowls of lemon soup, but they're not. Like, you don't drink it. And the parents knew that, and the parents, and then I put it in front of the kid at this table, and then the dad's like, "It's soup," and he's just laughing and laughing, and I'm like, "No, it's not. Please, we don't need like a lot." But it's just funny just watching, I guess, as a server. Sometimes the parents like mess with the kids. It's funny.
Sure. Wow, look at that. Lemon soup.
Lemon
Who'd have
soup.
figured?
Yeah, try some, kiddo. It won't hurt.
I probably would go for it. You know, I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe.
go for
You can't fool me.
the kid.
You drop it off and be like, lemon soup, okay.
Delicious.
Never heard of it, but maybe it's something new. I don't know.
Yeah, or maybe it's like a little, after the meal, something.
A little aperitif or whatever. Yeah.
I love that.
So, but as far as the server thing,
Yeah.
I'm fine until they try to sit down.
Yeah,
I'm good with all the joking.
but sitting
going,
down,
"What?"
like joining you
Have you
guys.
ever had,
no?
as a server, have you ever sat down with people?
No, I'm just joking. I've never done that.
Oh, okay.
Or like,
It happens.
I'll be like, oh, hey, maybe I can, like, but this is like with my like regulars where there's like a comfort level. I'll be like, hey, maybe I can sit down, and they're like, ha ha ha, okay. But I would never, like, that would be insane.
Really? Well, it's happened. So yeah, I'm always good to joke around until they try to get me to scoot over and sit down,
Yeah.
and then I'm like, what? I'm out to eat. You're not out to eat.
I mean, we are on our feet all day long. Maybe
Well,
we could take
that's
a
true.
2-minute break.
Yeah, Go in the back.
Go in the back.
No, just no. I had that. It always throws me. They do. They try to sit down with you, and I'm like, really? Are we okay? We're doing this? I mean, it just kind of weirds me out because then that's like breaking the fourth wall, right?
Oh,
so
yeah.
It's you've changed the dynamic in the situation there by sitting down. It's like yeah. And I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, but no, I joke around and much to the chagrin of everybody that's I'm with a lot of times, and but no, I love it. I think that's great. I think it's a skill for the server to know when they approach that table where they need to be at, right? Because you're trying to get a better tip. You're going to give good service, right? And the tip is going to reflect that service. And so you're going to want to give that person the experience that you think is going to be good for them.
Right.
And so when you approach them, then you'll be like, okay, this person wants to joke around. This person doesn't want to joke around. This person just wants to be done, eat and be done and get out of there or something. And so then you as long as you can kind of, find that out right at the beginning, then it's all golden, right?
Oh, totally. Yeah, you got to read the table. Every table is so different. They're just everybody. It's like because you're the public, they bring you all sorts of personality types, all sorts of walks of life, the different ways of being raised, different expectations of being in a dining room. Like it's just the paying public. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Now the funny thing is if it's just my wife and I, we go out to eat. I'm a lollygagger. So if you ever, I don't know if that's one of those words that probably everybody doesn't even know, but I am just taking my time. I don't care. I'm just like whatever. My wife is like wants things on a schedule, right? She wants her stuff. She wants her refills. She wants everything. I'm just like I am here until I'm not here. And she's like wants to get everything done. So she's always rushing me. So yeah, we're kind of opposites in that regard. Mm-hmm. And so then she's always, wants to get the refill, wants to get this, wants to get that. And I'm like, I'm here. It could take all day. I don't care.
Yeah.
As long as I get something to eat at some point in time, I'm happy.
I'm happy. Yeah. Chit chat a little, eat a little, maybe leave whenever.
Yeah.
Laid back.
Exactly.
I like it.
Yeah. She's always like, where's that check? I'm like, I don't know. She's always in a hurry.
Aww.
I'm like, where are we going? Are we going somewhere? She's like, no, I just want the check. I'm like, well, it'll come eventually.
Eventually.
But we always do the switcheroo, right? So the switcheroo being that most waitresses will somewhat, I don't want to say cater, but concentrate on the male figure at the dinner because they think they're the one that's going to give them the tip. But I don't do that. So my wife is the one that always gives whatever tip is going to happen, it's all out of her. I'm just there. And so they always, they come and they, oh, how was your dinner and so forth. And most people it's more equal nowadays than it was when I was young. But, but they seem to, look at me like I'm going to pay, which sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. Yeah. But I never figure the tip if we're together. I'm always like, I'll let her do whatever.
Right.
So then, I could see people. And they put down the, I give them the card. They come back. They set it down in front of me, and then I just slide it over to her to fill out. And I can see them like, "What is he doing? He's not filling it out. He's not gonna." I'm like, "No, I never."
They're like, "Man, I was wrong. I was nice to the wrong person."
Yeah, I was. I gave him all the refills and ignored her.
Oh boy.
And then now I really screwed myself on this. No. But no, so I always do that, and then sometimes they look at me weird, like, "Well, what are you doing?" Because I'm like, it's almost as if I don't even want it. Just take care of this. I don't even want to deal with it. So and then she always tallies everything up, and then I sign it, I guess.
Yeah.
Sometimes she just signs it. I don't know what's going on. I'm like, what is?
She's like,
I mean, is that my card? Whose card is this? I don't even know. I'm just here. So.
Well, I love that. I love that. It sounds like most of your dining experiences have been amazing. With regards to like static radio, can you give the audience some background on your website? When do new episodes drop, and some information?
Nobody cares about that, Yasmin.
Yes, they do.
They want to hear about, I want to hear about these ribs. Do you have dry ribs, or what? Is it all sauced, or what?
It's all saucy ribs, unless you ask for no sauce and sauce on the side. We do that, but we don't have like any dry rub for the ribs. We've got barbecue sauce or honey garlic, and then closer to Canada Day, which is in July for us Canadians, we'll do like a special maple barbecue, because maple is very, very good.
Oh yeah, because you got too much of it. You got to get rid of it somehow.
Too many trees, get rid of it.
I'm just joking. No, that sounds great. Now, that sounds good though. But I'll tell you honestly, I always go, just give me the ribs dry and give me a little cup of. Give me a couple different sauces, and then I'll see what I like.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm a terrible person.
No.
That can't just take things as they come.
It's okay.
Oh, my goodness. But if anybody really wants to listen to this, for me, I mean, Static Radio, you can just go to staticradio.com, and there's all kinds of stuff there. That's all they need to know. They don't need to know anything else. It's immaterial.
But we will put all the details.
Oh,
description.
No, Jasmine, just put the one thing. No,
put the one thing. That's it. That's all that's needed.
No, I wanted to ask you how long you've been a waitress then.
For too long.
Were you supposed to be? Were you doing? Like, is this something that you're like? Okay, I'm going to be a waitress, or is it something like? I was going to be an actress, and now I'm just been waitressing, or was it something like that?
It was sort of a funny story. I was in actually the IT industry for a long, long time. And I
would have never thought that.
Yeah.
I would have never in a million years said IT worker who's waitressing.
Who's waitressing?
I would have not my punch card. Nowhere.
I know. It was so. I mean, I even did a degree in engineering, and it was. I feel like I went into it for all the wrong reasons. And that is, when you're like 18, you're going off to post-secondary school, like, what do you really know about like the work world? And technology has evolved so much, that industry has evolved so much that, there was no way for me to know that, it wasn't going to be something that I enjoyed at the end of the day. And then came a time where I was like, there was a lot of travel. It was really heavy, and if they want to find you, they can. They've got your email. they can figure out a way. Like, customers can hunt you down. So it was just too much. There was just no boundary between work and your personal life. And my son was really young at the time, and I'm like, listen, like I want to raise my family. Like I can't work 24 hours a day. This is ridiculous. So I eventually left the profession, and the great part about serving is when you leave the restaurant, everyone leaves you alone. So it worked.
You hope.
You hope. Yeah, you hope.
They see you out in public. Hey, can you get me a drink?
Off the clock.
I'm not working. Well, that's interesting, but that's great, though. I think that that is, I would say, a very mature outlook on things. Because you only got so much time with your kids, right? I mean, I sound like they're all dying in their infancy or something, but no, they're not. You believe, you only get so many years, which is not that many, where they're really kind of interesting and they're willing to hang out with you.
And they want to hang out with. That's the thing,
right? When they're little, it's like they're forced.
Yeah,
they've got no other choice but to be with you. And then they get to a certain age where they like look up to you and they like you and it's all fun. And then they get a little old and then they're like, I don't want anything to do with you. You're the worst person in the world. You never take me. You always make a scene when you go to dinner out somewhere. It's horrible.
Make me drink lemon soup when it's not. Like,
Lemon
how
soup.
dare you?
That's right. And then, they go off and do their own thing. And then they're like, I'm going to be an IT professional. Like, don't do it. Don't. And then they do. And then you never see them because they're traveling the world and answering stupid phone calls about other people's emails.
Yeah, all hours of the night.
All hours of the night, exactly. Oh my gosh, this world is so heavy.
I know.
But you made a good choice then.
Well, it works for the family now, and life is meant to be fun. You know what I mean? I feel like people take it like so seriously, like, oh, like this is your job, this is who you are, but it's not, like you are who you are. So I don't know if that makes any sense.
Yeah, no, exactly. I think you're right. It makes good sense. And you shouldn't fight it.
Yeah.
If you fight it, then you're just going to be miserable.
Exactly.
You can be miserable because other people make you miserable, but you can also be miserable because you make yourself miserable.
It's true.
So you have to find that balance of not being around the people that make you feel miserable and then not fighting with yourself.
That's right.
And being miserable.
Yeah. Deep conversations between the bitter waitress.
Oh my, yeah, with a cartoon cat.
With a cartoon cat, I love it.
That's fantastic, though. I think that's great, and you should, do that because you're right. It's eventually you're going to get to the point where, your kid wants to do their own thing, and you lose those years. Sure. I'm about ready to cry because my daughter's going to get married. So yeah, any day now, I'm just going to sob like a baby.
Aww.
Yeah.
But you know what? And then before you know it, you'll be a granddad, and then now it just starts all over again.
Oh my gosh! Well,
sort of, but then you get to that's part of it because you just get to spoil them.
Right? Yeah. They'll be like, you can come visit, but you can't take him out to dinner.
No.
That would be what the edict.
Then you're just going to make him order all his sauce on the side. Like
that's right. That's right. We don't want my child to see what you do and mimic you. That's what they'll say. Mm-hmm. No, it'll be all good, I hope.
Absolutely. No. Well, this has been so fun, Bob. I so appreciate your time and all your wonderful stories. For everybody, check out the Static Radio website. To all the listeners, thank you so much for joining us today. And check out the Bitter Waitress podcast. I'm on Apple, Spotify, and you can find me on the YouTube channel. Follow, and we'll see you guys later. Take care, guys. Thank you.
Where's my check?
Where's your check? It's what table are you? Table 7? I'll be right over. All right. Bye, guys.